Hi everyone, Christopher here, and welcome back to another episode of Fossil Forward Finds. We are doing the part two of our Hannacroix, New York estate sale. We just saw part one recently, which showed all sorts of different type of ephemera. But now we're going to start cracking into the postcard album. I have removed the cards and scanned them in. Between the album as well as the postcard stack, which again I showed all that briefly in the first video. It was a total of 379 postcards, and that's not including what I found loose around the house. So that comes out to, considering I paid $100 for the album and the stack, comes out to around 26 cents a card, which is very, very good. Now, not all those cards will be listable. I did scan them all in so I can show you them all, but some probably has too much damage and will go into the Crafton lot. Anywho, I got my Compost Happens hat on, available over on the Etsy Homestead shop, but you don't care about that. You want to see the postcards, so let's look at them. Alrighty, so because there is so many cards between the album and the stack, this will probably get split into two, if not three videos. But we'll see how far we get through in this one, because I think you don't want to sit here for 2-3 hours straight just looking at cards. You may want to space it out a little bit. We're going to start with the real photos, and then I sorted these by state, foreign country, things like that. So we'll go through some topics, some themes, and yeah, let's just dive right into it. So starting off, again, with the real photos, got this trio here. The women look like probably sisters, and then Creeper in the background, brother or husband to one of them, I don't know. What I think is really kind of neat is, although it's faded, you can see the horse-drawn carriage wagon, whatever, in the background, and we're going through some nice brush here. It's a nice outdoor scene. It's got a blank back Velox stamp box, so that's 1901 to around 1920, somewhere in that range. This one might be my favorite in the real photo section, though there are some other nice ones as well. But here we got a gentleman on a boat named Rieta, if I'm pronouncing that correctly, and then we got, looks to be like some sort of a pit bull or no, some sort of hound dog, anyways, chilling on the front of the boat there. Looks like American flag waving, lantern up top, another American flag waving in the back, some more lanterns or something in the middle there. I'm not sure. And you can see sort of a bridge in the background, perhaps. It's just a nice scene overall. It's got a symbol on his hat, but I can't make it out. But the dog really is everything, and it's a fairly decent quality. You got a little bit of edge wear conditions, a little bit of toning, but overall, it's just a beautiful piece. A lot of times when you see, and we'll kind of see it in the next picture or the next real photo, I think. But a lot of times when you look at old real photos, the subject is so far away from the camera, they're miniature, and you always want or always wish that the camera person would be closer. And I'm not sure exactly what the reasoning was for that, or maybe that's how it was done. But this one is a nice close-up image. It's nice and sharp. Again, we got a blank Azo back, so 1901 to 1904 to 1918, give or take. All right, so here you see the subject is further back from the camera, but this is another great one. So you got this guy picking apples, I would presume. That's what they look like to me. And then look at the little puppers. It's a very cute little puppers. Got a little spot on his head. I love it. And then, presumably apple trees there, all sorts of barrels lying around. It's just overall a nice one. We got anything on the back? No, another Velox stamp box. So again, 1901 to 1920. All right, back to some portraitures. Again, two young women, probably sisters, and I would presume their husbands. Looks to be studio portrait with a little prop bench and fake coastal background there. Let's see. Mount Beacon opposite Newburgh, New York, perhaps? Is that what it says? July 4th, 1912. At least we got a date on there. I always spend more time with the writing later. I can read cursive, but sometimes it takes me a smidge on some of the older writing. All right, outdoor portrait. I haven't looked at this one closely, other than to say we have a large crowd, whole bunch of kids. That's a massive amount of kids. So maybe a school group or a camp of some sort. I mean, I suppose it could be a family picnic, but the kids definitely outnumber the adults. Got some kids eating here. Kids got a toy or something, perhaps. I don't know. Overall, just a nice piece. Perhaps integrated, not clear. But overall, nice piece outdoors. We do have some writing on the back, so that might help. Dear friend, how are you getting along? I have had the flu twice. That's unfortunate. Hope you haven't had it, and I am better now. See you. And yeah, nothing obvious to help me as to where it or what we're looking at, but nice piece. This one looks like what, an old wood chipper, or is that a crashed plane? I think that's a crashed plane. I don't know why I would have said wood chipper, but that what? I have to, as always, I have to examine these closer, and I always do before I list them. But we got some folks out here looking at something that looks like to be the tail end of a plane. 41881 into a grove of what looks like birch trees. Let's see. This is where the plane landed. Okay, yeah. Two went up Saturday, 6:30 a.m. One circled over the church. The other went right off at 6:30 p.m. The wrecked plane started coming up. I've just had. Well, that one is interesting. Let's see. Winston, Connecticut. We have a date, 1919. It looks like. So that's I'm gonna have to put that one aside, and I'm not sure I'll be able to track down what the plane is or anything like that. But very interesting. I've not had a wrecked plane real photo postcard before, so that's a pleasant little surprise. All right, this one was one of my favorites. I don't know if it's worth much because I know ostrich carts are not a necessarily uncommon postcard topic, though this is the first one I've seen, or at least the first one I've had on a real photo as opposed to just a lithograph, printed card, or whatever. But as you can see, we got two women on a ostrich-drawn cart here. Ostrich is looking a little worse for wear there feather-wise, but it might just be the harnesses doing. Got a little barrel there. That's presumably how they stepped up into the cart. Oops. Don't do that. A little bit of signage in the background, but not much that I can make out other than this one says next show at and some sort of time there on a clock. But interesting scene overall. Let's see, different kind of Azo stamp box. Did some blank these? I don't know. But that one is 1918 to 1930. All right, back into the studio. This one, it's smaller than your average standard, but I don't think it's actually trimmed. But in any case, presumably mother and child in a christening gown type thing. Nice fancy hat. Prop wicker chair. Let's see. Boardwalk, Atlantic City, New Jersey. So it gives us a location of the studio portrait, 1904, and also Atlantic City cancellation. Yeah, not much more to say about that. There's no other identification. But it's overall fairly nice condition. Is that a crease? I was looking at this line here. I don't think that's actually, could be an artifact of the scanning. My scanner's been giving me issues lately. All right, outdoor group photo. Just a bunch of young men and women. Women all got the corsage, or I don't know. They got flowers. It looks like flowers, anyways. Skinny neckties on the men. That one, I don't know if he's quite doing that right. I'm pretty sure that's supposed to go beneath the collar. but what do I know? Nice sun hats. It's like a gazebo type pagoda in the back. So maybe some sort of summer camp kind of scene. Velox 1901 to 1920. All right, another outdoor scene. Looks like a outdoor picnic of some sort, or banquet or whatever. Everyone's drinking and got plates of food. Hard to make out exactly what they have though, because it's a little washed out. But everyone seems happy, cheerful, smiling. You don't see that too often, which is nice. First I thought that was a weird dog, but I think it's just a pile of coats or something. I don't know. Got a box there. Yeah. Nice scene. Again, Velox. All right, this one identified, which could be good or bad. I find a lot of the identified locations end up being more commercial RPPCs and less uncommon. But here we got the public library in Lansing, Michigan. I'm assuming that's 1957. Back when the V would be a U. Always drives me nuts. But nice composition there. Not much to really say about that there. It is posted on the back, August 22nd. I don't see a corresponding date back here. But message, I'm not going to stop and read this one now. You can pause it if you are interested, but I will be certain to read that by the time I go to listen, because sometimes the message is better than the card itself. All right, here we got the, let's see, Chateauguay? I don't know. We got a steamship on Lake Champlain. Yeah, it's always nice to get some nice little cruise ships on a real photo postcard, especially a name shipped on a named location. So this one I'll have to look at more. You can see people out on the deck. Let's see. Well, circa 1909, anyways, postmarked or canceled Albany, New York. So, original photograph by J.S. Woolley, Ballston Spa, New York. Just a hop and a skip from me. All right, we got another one here. Steamer Horizon. I think Horizon? No, maybe Horicon. Yeah. Yeah, it looks like Horicon. I've never heard of that one before, but that's on Lake George. I've not been on the ship specifically, but I've been on the Minnehaha, which looks rather similar, and taken the tour around Lake George. You can see the crew up there. Some women in some nice fancy hats on the front. Flag waving. That's a nice piece as well. You can see the water coming out the side. And again, 1909, same studio. Okay, and another one of the Horicon in Lake George. This one looks to be at dock, though. The card's different, too. Yeah, this one's a Velox back. It's different studio, put it that way. Printed slightly different or developed slightly different. But still 1909. Lake George by L.C. Help, I think it says. Lake George, same kind of paper, presumably from the ship, perhaps. You can see some coastline people on the coastline there. Lake George, and same inscription on the back, August 12th, 1909. All right, sunset and Blue Mountain Lake, New York. I feel like I've had Blue Mountain Lake real photos before. I'm not sure if they're more mass-produced or not. I'll have to, of course, look into it. But 1914 on the back of this one with a little message. We had a splendid auto trip up here and a fine time. Something, something, something. I will look more into that, of course. But we got Blue Mountain Lake, New York. We have a few from that area. Give me 1 second. Right. So this one's more of an aerial view. Got some cabins or houses here. See the water off in the distance. A little washed out, but not too bad. Some discoloration. A lot of the postcards that came out of the album do have this discoloration in the corners that come from the way they were held into the album. And let's see, Kellogg's the photographer in Port Layton, New York. Got a message on the back here, circa 1915. Monday Eve, I think that says. Your card. Okay, well. Again, you can always pause these if you're interested in reading the message. Sometimes it requires more time than I feel like giving to read it on screen. All right, another Blue Mountain Lake. Appears to be on the water this time. Let's see, Beaver Brook. Okay, so we're not on the lake per se, but we're on a brook going into the lake or coming off the lake. So Beaver Brook, I imagine there were probably beavers around at some point. Same photographer, same date, and probably similar message. All right. You're starting to get the trend here. Another aerial view of Blue Mountain Lake. Same photographer, yada, yada, yada. No, this one's 1911. What did we say on the other ones? 1950. So, okay. Unless that got messed up, that does say June 19th, 1911. So, a few years earlier than the other ones that we looked at. All right, this one's interesting. I had a card like this recently that I don't remember if I showed in a video or not, but the don't know how well you can see it, but the picture is actually adhered to the card. It's not like a typical real photo, which was actually developed on the paper. This was developed on regular photo paper, presumably trimmed, and then adhered to the postcard. So a little different. I would still count it as a real photo postcard. I'm not sure if that is technically correct, but that's how I'm going to refer to it nonetheless. We are Dormansville, New York. I have not heard of that location, so I'm not sure where in New York we are. But it looks like we got a street scene. Possibly someone there at a swing set. Could just be part of the building. See an old car there in the garage or whatever they were calling it. Let's see. I've been wishing to see you, honey, and I've wished so awfully hard. I'm sure you'll pack right up and come the minute you get this card. Well, look at that. Again, you got some discoloration on the edges. That's fairly common a lot with a lot of the cards from this stack, which is why when we get into some of the more common cards, some of them may get scrapped just because it may not be worth with the discoloration. But let's see, 1915, September 23rd. Just received your letter. We'll be delighted to have you all come. Come early. I will... Well, something about dinner. Don't forget to come. Lease again. So, interesting. Let's see. Brookside Cottage, New York. I will say that a lot of this album was New York. I would say at least half the cards in this album were New York. So the second half of the album, which will likely be video part 3, will probably be mostly a New York video with maybe Florida mixed in as well. But we here have some folks at on the front porch there, Brookside Cottage, Minnowbrook, Fourth Lake, New York. It's a nice looking cottage, nice looking scene. 1920, I think, is what the date is on that one. And yeah, another message to look at some point. What do we got going on here? We got an old car. Big Nose Inn, Fonda, New York, I think that says. So we got an inn. We got a car outside the inn. Sign there. I think it says driveway. Got some people on the porch. Yep, Big Nose Inn. There's the sign right there. Perfect. A little sandwich board sign. That's not legible, though. Yeah, just a nice overall scene as well. Saw 7 Dodges in the ditch. That's not a good advertisement for Dodges, but a nice little feature of the card for sure. All right, got a bridge here in Blenheim, New York. So New Bridge North, Blenheim, New York. See some construction debris down there. Looks like a nice steel bridge. Schoharie Creek, okay. Interesting. Nice one. Let's see how the message looks in reality. Not too bad. So on the screen I'm recording on, I can see the message, but the screen that I'm looking at, it blown up, it's washed out. So I never know exactly what y'all are seeing, but yeah, there is a bit of a message there anyways. But 1935 looks to be the date on that one. All right, another bridge. This one's in the Adirondack Mountains. Bridge at 7th Lake Point Inlet. I think that's what that stands for. And there, of course, you got the bridge there. Nothing too fancy on that one. 1922, I think, is the date on that. Yeah, here we go, 1922. And a good old message. All right. We are plowing through these. I'm going to have to take a pause here soon. But let's see. Jose or Joseph Jefferson Houseboat, Fort Lauderdale, Florida. So we've traveled a little bit. Might be a doggo down there. Okay, yeah. Actor Joseph Jefferson, creator of Rip Van Winkle. There you go. That one's probably a more common commercial card, but we'll see. The stage road from Chester to Londonderry, Vermont. There's a little farmscape going on there. 1923. Along the north shore of Big Moose Lake. Not sure where we are for that one. Maybe the message will tell me at some point. Oh, back in Minnowbrook. Some of these should have been in a different order, but here we are. Minnowbrook Lake. Not much to say about that. You can see part of the cottage in the background. More of a message. Minnowbrook Road. So same general area. 1922 it looks like. Man, dropped the ball on some of these rotations. And Minnowbrook Camp at Fourth Lake. So there's that structure again. Big old house. Not seeing an address for it, but you can see a nice car out front. You can actually make out most of the license plate on that. Oh, look, there's a dog on the steps too. Bonus dog. I like a good bonus dog. Any other bonuses in here? Oh, just a nice structure overall. You got a little message, Dear Abby. Read the rest of that later. Another structure looks more institutional. 1914, I think that is. Yeah, I think. Or 16. 1914 or 1916, maybe 1911. Early 1900s, anyways. Woodford Hillside, Massachusetts is the cancellation. So let's see if I can nail that one down. This one looks interesting. Definitely a more rustic, rural scene. Two men on the rocking chairs on the front porch there. Door is open. Basic steps there. Some rough shingle work. Some sort of water drum, oil drum, I'm not sure. Some plantings, perhaps. No idea what that says at the moment. We are home again, all well. I tried to get you over the phone the day I left, but the line was out of order. Yada, yada, yada. 1911. Another good old house. I don't see any bonus dog on this one, though. It's too bad. Blink back. Another big old structure, but at least this one's got some people in it there posing. Eye symbol, I suppose. I don't know if this is like a school or a church or what type of institution that might be. But we just got some folks lounging out in front. We're in our big house era, apparently. All right. Looks like 3 women and a child, perhaps, out front. Another pretty architecture. No, I don't think it's the same building. Looks like a swing set over here. Got some urns, bird baths, planters, all the things. It's nice landscaping overall. looks like we might be back in New York. Yeah, West Coxsackie, New York, and Nassau, New York. So it's all New York cancellations. Dear friend, I was glad to hear you got home safely. I think that Mrs. Kirby and I will be at your house the last Sunday of this month. Well, there'll be that. All right, house again. Houses can be decent. It's better if they are identified with an exact address. But a lot of these, at least I've not been good at identifying exact addresses of houses if they're not written on them. I'm sure there are people who sleuth them out. I am not that person. So this is Psycho Stamp-Off, which is 1904 to 1920s. All right, some generic dry river scene, rocky outcropping. Bethel Inn in Maine. Again, this one's going to be more of a commercial piece, so probably not as uncommon, but you never know. We are staying here tonight. Wonderful weather. All right, exciting. Yeah, I think this is a real photo. It's got a real photo. No, I think that's all pixels in there. It's got the glossiness of a real photo, but yeah, no. So I think that was it for our real photo. So here we are, Whiteface Mountain Memorial Highway. I'm going to take a quick break, and then we will be back. There's the back on that one. Alrighty, let's continue on. I don't know if we'll get through the whole stack here, but this is what's left other than New York for the album portion. So we'll see if we get through all of it. But anyways, got a couple cards here from the Pan Pacific International Expo in San Francisco. And of course, Flippin' Roo is messaging me because I'm doing a video. Has messaged me all day when I'm doing a video. My fault for keeping the volume on. Anyways, we'll respond to Roo afterwards. So California building at the expo in San Francisco. Some of the expos and World's Fair stuff can be pretty good. A lot of the ones that I've had over the years have been common, but I don't think I've had many from this expo specifically. So we will see what that, we'll just see. Anyways, we got a message on the back there. Another one from the expo. This is the Palace of Varied Industries. Then for the first few here, we're going to be going through sections that are, I only had a couple of that state or that region or whatever. So here we are, University Hospital in Ann Arbor, Michigan. Both universities and hospitals can be potentially good topics. So we'll see if this one fits the bill. Got a message on the back there. Sent 1918, I think that is. Canal Street, Grand Rapids. You can see some of these printed cards definitely have some discoloration, some creasing going on. But this one's nice. Has some nice, got the trolleys, got the street signs going on there. 5-cent store. Sent 1912. All right, moving over to Ohio. New Overland office building in Toledo. Old automobiles out front. Otherwise, your classic white rectangle. 1918 on the date there. Got a cannon. Old Betsy and library in Fort Stevenson Park in Fremont, Ohio. Used by Major George Croghan against the British and Indians in defense of Fort Stevenson in 1813. Probably a common card as well. We're up to Maine, Portland, Maine. Been to Portland. It's a very nice city. Cape Cottage Casino. I have not been there. I don't even know if it still exists. Circa 1909 on this one. Libby and Dingy's Dam in Lewiston, Maine. Self-explanatory there. Note some condition issues. 1919, no cancellation. Bluff Cove, Mallett's Bay, near Burlington, Vermont. Nice little geology there. I don't know if we're picking rocks or what we're looking for, but picking something. Hello, Tom. 1918. All right. Still in Burlington. We're inside Union Station. Got the newsstand. Men and women's bathrooms, I presume. So, wonderful. We are having a fine trip. Good. Arthur and Rachel, I think that says. Powder Magazine during Revolutionary War, Charleston, South Carolina. So you can see we're hopping around a little bit. These states were clearly not as represented in this individual's collection, not like the local ones are. 1921 on this. French Protestant Church. Let's see, the Huguenot Church in Charleston, South Carolina. Very nice old car in that one. Residence of the Honorary W. Murray Crane. Honorable W. I'm just guessing on that. Dalton, Massachusetts. All right, made it back up to the northeast. Again, you can see the corner markings there, and then this stupid mark is something my duplex scanner has been leaving on the occasional card. Thankfully, not all of them, but on occasion. Needs a good cleaning and tune-up and all that jazz. I mean, it's scanned 30, 40, 50,000, front-back combinations at this point, so need some TLC once in a while. Shelburne Falls, Massachusetts. We've got a Sweetheart Tea House along the Mohawk Trail. 40-Step Beach, Nahant, Maiden? I don't know. I was born in Massachusetts, but doesn't mean I know how to pronounce everything there. Nice coastal scene, though. Coastal scenes can be good. I have this one upside down for purposes of the message. All right. From paintings by Puvis de Chavannes, perhaps? I don't know. Sounds good. Boston Public Library. Pastoral poetry, dramatic poetry, and epic poetry. I'm assuming that's the name of the three paintings. Detroit Publishing Company, they tend to have nice colors on their pieces. They're not necessarily uncommon cards, but they're typically nicely done. And again, you can see corner creasing on this one. 1910, perhaps? 19 something, I don't know. Not sure. Bishop's Bend, Jacob's Ladder Roadway in Beckett, Massachusetts. Just your generic road scene. Oops, wrong way. 1919 on that one. Another generic road scene. Rounding the Curve, Lebanon Mountain Trail. Hotel Belmont, West Harwich by the Sea, Massachusetts. Looking east. One's got a nice look to it. So again, all of these ones, I'll check to see if the message adds any insight, but let's see. Line of Minutemen, Lexington Green, Massachusetts. This one's probably super common, but we'll see. It does have the golden edging, which might make it a little less common, and it's actually in reasonably good condition. A lot of times this gold is chipped, and other than a little bit up here in the corner, it's actually fairly well intact. Sent from Boston in 1910. Balance Rock, Pittsfield, Massachusetts. And it's a rock and it's balancing. Not much more to say about that. Looks like there's some graffiti on there, some carvings or something. 1916. Residence of William Hall Walker Brookside, Great Barrington, Massachusetts. All right, out of Massachusetts into a small stint of foreign cards. I believe this is my only card from Mexico in the batch. Unfortunately, I do like getting the Mexico cards. I do fairly well with them, but the colors are nice and vibrant on this. So we have Excursionist at Tijuana, Massachusetts. Some sort of bazaar, I presume. I don't speak Spanish, but I'm just going to guess on that one. But I like the colors on here. It's nice and vibrant. And a little bit of message on the back there. We go to Kyoto. And that, I don't know how to pronounce that first part. But a nice pagoda or temple or something of the sort. Old Homestead, Bermuda. Some pink zhuzh on the front. And the back. So it looks like it's just the the cancellation or some sort of postal stamp that's bleeding through, for better or for worse. Sticking with Bermuda, just a typical Bermudan road, apparently. Nice, with lots of foliage. I have not been to Bermuda, so I cannot fact check that from my own experience. All right, Mount Baker in Victoria, British Columbia. We are leaving the warm Bermuda and up to Canada. The Bow Valley in Banff, Canada. I, for a life of me, could not remember the word Alberta. That's where Banff is, Alberta. All right, so Quebec, Champlain Monument. Montreal, Le Parc La Fontaine. So La Fontaine Park, the hothouses. 1923 on that one. All right, we're at Gaspé Highway, which I believe is Quebec. But a thrilling glimpse near that that location. Okay, we're again the Gaspé Highway. Look at the geology there, though. That's really cute. You can see the folding of the rock layers. Awesome. Yeah, Quebec. All right, Naples, Italy. I did have a comment on it was my last Albany album series video. The two volcano images were in fact Mount Vesuvius, which I feel a little embarrassed for not realizing, but I guess I don't know the profiles of all mountains, because why would I? But anyways, Naples, port scene. You can see Vesuvius in the background. Message, 1923. And we were back stateside. Vacation's over. Back stateside. We're in Hatboro, Pennsylvania, inside a Baptist church. We got a fountain in Philadelphia. Electric fountain, my bad. $100,000 electric fountain. Cool. 1913. Broad Street, looking north from Spruce Street, Philadelphia. So just a street scene, architecture, fancy there. Longest single span wooden bridge in the world. I'm pretty sure I've seen versions of this before. North Blenheim, New York, which I clearly did not read. Otherwise, this would be in my New York stack, but that's okay. I see covered bridges and I just like automatically put them in the Pennsylvania stack typically. All right. Wickapog, Wackapog, I don't know. We're at an inn and beach in that location, Rhode Island. Nice beach scene, though. Fairly decent condition. A little discoloration on the corners, but come to expect that from these cards. All right. Traveling to the opposite side of the country, we are at Salt Lake City, Utah, looking at what is a rather large Mormon temple. 1921, perhaps. All right, Petrified Forest in Arizona. I have not had the pleasure. I do have petrified wood from Arizona that I've collected on roadside, but I have not been to the Petrified Forest itself. All right, we are going to move on down to the southern coast. Horticultural Hall in Audubon Park, New Orleans. There are a lot of New Orleans cards out there, so I'm not sure that these are going to be of much value. I am not sure. It's my neighbor's pickup truck. It's daily, if not multiple times a day. I do have another small stack of New Orleans cards from this estate sale. I sort of showed them in the last video, part one. They were not part of the $100 package that I purchased the album and the stack from, so I do not have those ones scanned in yet. But there were more New Orleans and other Louisiana cards in that stack, small stack. But all right, clearly we're all over the place. We are back to California now. Mission San Rafael, Archangel. There's a lot of the Mission California cards, so fairly common probably on that one. American flag. We got a lot of A lot of patriotic holidays during the summer. We got the 250th anniversary coming up. So anything American flags can be good, I suppose. 1917 on this one. All right, to New Jersey. Let's see, I'm upside down. All right. Englewood. I had a whole series of Englewood cards in this album here. This one showing the Englewood Golf Club. Dear friends, suppose you think I have left the country, but I am still here, alive and kicking. Well, isn't that awesome? We got the Palisades Trust Company in Englewood. 1911. Erie Depot train station in Englewood, New Jersey. Let's see, what do we got going on signs? We got Erie on the train there. Can't quite make out the signage. But that's okay. It's a nice enough scene overall. Mackay Park, New Jersey. Been to New Jersey a couple times, but not in any great capacity. Published by G.O.W. Walker. All right, I think we are out of. Oh no, we just took a little detour, but this is the Teaneck Club in Teaneck, New Jersey. Just a clubhouse, I guess. And then we're back into Englewood again because I'm so good at organizing. Presbyterian Church. It's a church. Alrighty, out of Englewood, we are off to Jersey City. Summit Ave Station. I always like to see if I can read the station. Summit Avenue Station. Okay. Pennsylvania Railroad. Hudson Tubes. Looks like she might be carrying a hat box or something. Cake box. I don't know. Weehawken, New Jersey. Got steps leading to the boulevard. It'd be fun to go up and down, I suppose. All right, Stale in Jersey City, the Tice Tavern, Washington headquarters. Residence of the President of College in Princeton, New Jersey. Atlantic City, got a street scene, Pennsylvania Avenue. And the Marlborough Blenheim Hotel. Yeah. New Jersey's or Atlantic City does reasonably okay. I actually do better with QSLs from New Jersey than I do with actual New Jersey printed cards. But the Chalfante Hotel from the Boardwalk, Atlantic City again, and then Interior Auditorium of Ocean Grove, New Jersey, which apparently, according to the writing, at least at the time, could seat 10,000 people. And has the largest organ in the world. I imagine that's probably not true anymore, but who knows? I don't. All right. To Connecticut. Soldiers Memorial in Winsted, Connecticut. Hotel Winchester. All right. We might finish up with Connecticut here, and then we'll leave Florida to the New York video, perhaps. All right, Main Street, Second Congregational, Holy Toledo. But we're not in Toledo, we're in Winston, Connecticut. Bonus puppy, we like a bonus puppy. Looks like someone drew an X there for presumably a reason. It may say on the back. 1917. Ridgewood Country Club, Danbury, Connecticut. Elwood Park in Danbury, Connecticut. Good dinosaur tracks in Connecticut. Not in Danbury, as far as I know, but in Connecticut, anyways. Memorial Library, Ridgefield, Connecticut. St. Mary's Church and Parish, Ridgefield, Connecticut. As you've seen, a lot of these, if not most of these, are postally used, so which, some people collect the postally used ones, some don't. I find for the common cards it can be helpful, again, because of that message. Bushnell Park, Hartford. And then that brings us to Florida. I think we're around 40 minutes already. I think we will end it there. Florida will have to just wait. So, thank you for watching. Let me know what you think of the cards thus far. Obviously, I think the real photos are the best of the bunch at the moment. But yeah, I did go back to the sale today. Don't know if you can. No, you can't because I moved them Well, I bought another stack of photos. I basically cleared them out of the last of the photos I could find there, including a couple cabinet cards that are named and dated on the back. Why can't I do this? Anyways, I spent another $40, so $190 total at this estate sale. They still had a lot of stuff when I left. But anywho, I'm rambling now. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed part 2. Again, if you haven't seen part 1, go check out part 1 and never stop exploring. We'll catch you on the next video.